pugilism is bare knuckle boxing.
Bare knuckle boxing. Are we talking no wraps at all?
Nothing. Nothing. Just bare hands.
Just bare hands. Today I get to try one of the most devastating and serious combat sports that's been nearly forgotten about. Pugilism is nothing to mess around with.
Fib you in the snout.
Okay.
Right in the nose.
Okay, except for some of the words they use. Fib you in the snout? Come on.
It could be like a t-shirt, right? I'll fib you in the snout.
I don't think you can put that on a t-shirt. This is my new buddy Tom. He is a living encyclopedia of all things pugilism. Just like you also probably have, I found him on Instagram, saw a few of his posts, and knew I just had to go to this guy's basement and do martial arts stuff, of course.
Explain to me what you have here.
This is a creation of my own invention.
Yeah, I've seen you hit this before. It is literally just a bag of sand?
Yeah, it's a truck inner tube of sand. So I punch most bags bare knuckle anyway. I like to hit bare knuckle because it teaches really good alignment of your body, your skeletal alignment.
Right.
Like when you've got gloves on, especially big 16-ounce gloves, which were never made for bag work.
Sure.
It lets you get away with like really sloppy strikes. So traditionally, all bare knuckle boxers in 17th, 18th, and 19th centuries punched with a vertical aligned fist.
Really?
It's considered to be structurally better than to turn it over. The bottom three is the kind of widest part of the knuckle range. So a lot of the old bare knuckle guys actually punched with the bottom here. Some people made the argument that they actually turned their knuckle down and did this. But what often people say is just if you aim with the middle,
Yeah.
whichever connects is going to be the right
It
connection.
works out.
Yeah.
What kind of strikes are you throwing?
The preference of what was called scientific
Okay.
was straight lines. If you were someone who threw big hooks,
Yeah.
that was considered unscientific. That's the language they'd use.
Yeah.
And they called those rounding blows, which were like kind of thing that someone who has no training just sends in big hooks. Whereas
Sure.
if you are trained and you know what you're doing, you're mostly straight lines. You could hammer. Another punch, which was called the chopper, which is like a back fist. It's
Yeah.
like this, casting hooks.
Okay.
And then a lot of like grabbing and punching, hitting and holding. Because you could grab the hair, you could grab whatever they had. You could
Really?
grab the arm and hand and just
that's
like
brutal.
the clinching. You'd have front chancery, rear chancery.
It did not take long for me to be surprised by just how much this rule set allowed. And we'll talk more about the history and the exercises, and heck, we'll even spar later. I did have one burning question still. How often did they really do this?
Not that often, really. No, they didn't do that. They didn't. No, yeah, that kind of the fighting Irish. No, they didn't. Not really. Yeah, and let that gravity of the drop step kind of help your body drop in.
Okay. Oh, yeah, when you really hit with the bottom three, it feels different.
It does feel completely different. I like a bottom three personally.
It feels a lot more sturdy.
Yeah, agreed.
Like this one, it feels like I'm digging into it more.
Yeah.
But this one, it feels like I'm safer.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You are safe.
Prioritizing safety of the bones inside the hand seems like a rational decision when you're punching the skulls of other humans for long periods of time.
Yeah.
And then just freaking give it to them.
Yeah, just give it to him. Give it to him, exactly.
How's that for a jolly good day? How dare you steal my tea and crumpets? It's called football, not soccer. You don't need representation for taxation. I don't know what's the area that I'm doing an accent from. From what I understand about pugilism back in the day is it wasn't a super one-shot knockout heavy sport. Like I said before, it's too risky on the hands. So instead, the people who win fights are the ones who could persevere, who had great cardiovascular endurance. Hey, it's mail time. I got mail in. Today's mail is gentle bands, purified by fire, forged by hand. After looking through their website and picking what I thought would be my favorite, wedding band. Look, okay, so I've always had a gold wedding band, but this one's more like me. You know why? It's gold wedding band with a black belt. Come on, look at that. Wedding bands aren't temporary. They're supposed to feel like you. They're supposed to be authentic to who you are, to you. And I've always been a black belt. At least I have for a while, you know. I'm always reaching for the gold. Gentle Bands must have knew I got beat up a lot this year. This is nice and sentimental. Thanks, guys. It's like a reward. Having just felt this for the first time, this thing is thick. It feels like hardy, feels secure, sturdy. It's got a registration date and a crafted date, which means it's not just like pumping out rings on a regular basis. They're actually handmade in family-owned workshops. How timeless. That's awesome. I think the things that you put on your body to kind of show who you are to the world, they should be pretty intentional. I think a ring perfectly reflects that, especially from Gentle Band. You can get 25% off your own ring with Gentle Band. Just use the link and the code down in the description below. Again, 25% off if you use the link and code down below. Thank you to Gentle Bands for sponsoring this video. So now, I can take it off and get back to the bare knuckle boxing.
Tom Cribb was, towards the end of his career, he was never actually a very technical fighter. He just had a lot of what they call bottom, which meant he could like dig deep and just get up and then do the next round. Get up and just do it.
Not like, he wasn't like well endowed on the back.
No, he wasn't. He didn't have pendulous buttocks. He was.
They wrote down.
He was a bottom man.
Oh, okay.
Which meant that he could just he could dig deep, you know.
As opposed to no, never mind.
Yeah. It was through Barclay's dietary and exercise methods. He also made it so all the pubs where his area were had to pretend to be closed when Tom Cribb came by.
That's crazy.
They were like, don't let him in to drink beer because he won't leave. Yeah, it was like essentially a lot of walking. Those kind of like very gentle activities. It wasn't like road work and stuff, but it was walking. But later on, they started to use dumbbells, not in the way that we did. They said they threw around the dumbbells. And then also Indian clubs, which are wooden clubs.
You have some?
Oh, I have lots of those.
Can we try them?
Yes.
Let's go do it. I was inspired by these tales of exercise, so I figured why not ask him to put me through one of the exercises that had been in use by the pugilists and people hundreds of years before
Indian
that.
clubs are called Indian clubs because the original ones that the British started using were from India. Hold it sort of like on your waist. Okay. And your feet go together. Okay. So the easiest move is we're just going to circle around like this. Okay. So that is called a circle. A body circle.
Okay, I can see why.
Then they do the other side. So inwards, inward circle.
That's how they did their chin condition.
Yeah, right. Boxers started using them in the Victorian era, and very famously, a man named John Carmel Heenan, who called himself the champion of America, came to England to fight for the world title against Tom Sayers. Let's go from the bottom here. So from the bottom, you're going to come up, cross them over, and out. And he was given a pair of clubs by Sim Kehoe, who was the American Indian club maker, and he gave him a pair to advertise them. There's a famous little letters and advert where Heenan says, "Your famous wonderful clubs, sir, really have been absolutely critical for my training for this match." Wow. So the very first sports sponsorship was a pair of Indian clubs by Kehoe.
Imagine that now, where somebody had a fight, and instead of them handing them a Monster Energy, they handed them the two clubs, and he just held the clubs like this. And he's like, these really helped.
Yeah, they really helped me. Okay, so
this isn't exactly what I had in mind when Tom said we were going clubbing, but things were advancing nicely, and he had faith in me to increase the difficulty a little bit.
Indian cross to the other side.
Oh.
And then we're going to go wrist circle to return back to this way. So you start off swinging inward. So swing inward. Yeah, that way.
Inward. Here? Oh, I've already lost it. I picked up the camera for 2 seconds.
Swing in.
I really appreciated his willingness to lie.
In. Yeah, keep it going. Yeah, that's it. In.
For my feelings.
Yeah, pretty much.
I knew I wasn't doing it correctly. I don't even know what doing it correctly would look like.
Yep.
Besides the fact it's not what I'm doing here.
Does this look like what he was doing? I don't think it does. Oh, I see what you're saying. Cross this way.
Yeah. Oh. So it's actually called the Indian cross.
Oh.
It's difficult.
This is not easy.
And those are hard. There's 5 pounds. You'd imagine.
Oh yeah, I forgot I just increased by 2 pounds.
Yeah, you did.
The ones that I see online look like they're a lot bigger than this.
I've got a pair in the garage which are 15 pounds each. They're really heavy. They are difficult to operate.
Okay, but this would be more of the mode of training.
That is what the
for
English
the
would have
old
used.
pugilism.
Yeah, exactly. They would not have used. They would not have used anything much heavier.
Hearing that those old British drunk dudes used to use this weight lit a fire under me, motivated me to make sure I got at least this sequence right.
That's it.
Okay, and then what was the in one? The in one was...
Then just go the other way, yeah. Go the other way.
No matter how slow I had to go.
Yeah.
Okay, except for the slow part. I just tried to do it faster.
Let's see how fast I can go.
I did start to see the benefit in this, though. Shoulder mobility, opening the chest.
Which is actually kind of weird, because normally when people try to do things faster, it gets worse.
No, I just have to close my eyes and hope that my body can actually do it.
Conditioning the shoulders. All things pivotal to creating a good puncher.
Yeah, pretty good. Hey, that's good.
I'm sure they want to see me try one of the big ones. Do you mind?
Sure, we can try.
You sure?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so at this weight, we've gone past pugilism. I am sheerly doing this for ego, but what can I say? I love a challenge.
Jeez.
So these are 8 kg each, so it's about 17 pounds, I guess.
Okay. Oh my gosh. It looks like it's not bad.
They're great. This is my favourite weight.
Yeah, you look smooth with it.
I've practiced a bit.
Okay, fair.
What you're gonna do is you're gonna swing them up.
Okay.
Not smash yourself in the face.
Okay.
And land them on your shoulders.
Okay.
Yeah. Bring them to your shoulders. Let
Oh,
them
great
okay,
heavens.
Good. And let them drop.
Oh, man.
You got this. And there you go. You get one. Nearly.
Holy.
And so
That's
one of the tricks
crazy.
is to
What are you
keep
made
it
of?
Tied to my shoulder and then down to the front. But I'm not letting it just swing wildly back up. So once it gets to here, that's when I pull.
Oh man, I lost that one.
Back up.
Oh, great.
Let it go around and behind the head. Nearly pull it over.
Dude, I see what you mean about the cauliflower ear.
Yeah.
The opposite title, bang your ear.
Yeah. You see the bigger ones.
Dang. It's not very often I fail something. This is a fun and unique experience.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. This is crazy difficult.
After some Connecticut pizza as a bit of a reward and a good night's rest, we went to the gym the next day to learn more about the style of striking, clinching, and even how the fights work.
I came prepared.
You have everything.
I've got both of them.
You have all the things.
Thunder and lightning.
Which doesn't make a lot of sense because
Why would you want a fist that only makes sound?
That's true. And then one that just flashes.
Yeah, only the tallest object in the area. Which actually, you know what? That could be helpful.
You're the tallest object in the area.
Oh, no.
So now you have to punch yourself. We're now stance. Yeah. However you want it, whether you want that old school,
Yeah, one of these.
new old school, or new school.
And to be sure, there's none of
There's
this.
none of this.
that's-
And the thing is like I said, attitudes are a personal thing.
Yeah.
Traditionally. So
Yeah.
people would fight in the attitude that they liked.
Okay.
So it's kind of funny because you've got someone like Daniel Mendoza who would be here, Tom Johnson. If you see pictures of him, he's right down here, and then you've got the new school guys that are here, and then you had a guy called Richard Humphreys who fought against Mendoza.
Okay.
He kind of fought with a fairly wide stance like this. So
Ooh,
it's
that
like
might be me.
So let's put some. I'll put some mitts on. You can see if you can hit them and see how you feel.
Yeah.
Since you've already conditioned your hands.
Yes.
In the bag yesterday, but you didn't pickle them.
I didn't know that was
He
allowed.
did not pickle his hands.
Oh, my hands?
Yeah, you'll pickle your hands. It was a common practice to soak them in vinegar.
Oh.
To make them harder was the idea. I don't know if that actually does anything. I've never really attempted to pickle my hands.
But even when you pickle vegetables, don't they become softer?
I mean,
logically, the next step for us was to move on to mitts.
long. Right, remember, so we have that line of power.
Yeah.
But I'd never really hit mitts bare knuckle.
We Ooh, good.
I've hit wooden planks with ropes tied around them. I've hit heavy bags.
Okay, one more.
But nothing that moves as much as mitts do.
1, 2, you're going to slightly time it different. We're going to do what's called Tom Sayers auctioneer punch.
The auctioneer punch?
The auctioneer, so it would go bam, bam.
But to hit an object that's much more variable, when you run the risk of damaging some of the smallest bones in your body, I would imagine it's imperative to become good at striking a skull. So we started off with single strikes. From there, we began to chain combinations together, trying to get the basics down. And then before I knew it, Tom had me combining techniques that I've never tried before.
Ooh, nice one. Right, parry, bang.
Here was his mistake, though. He forgot I was about to be using these on him.
Oh, that's so gnarly. It is, right? And think about also, watch this. Yeah, exactly. You'd start chaining.
And when we spar later, I was going to make him pay for teaching me these things in such a kind and welcoming manner. I don't know why I'd make him pay.
What are you aiming for in this or in this?
Muzzle, I like to say, eye area. So if I was going to do the chopper, it's either around here, or here. Like I said, they lay bets. So one of the bets is who would uncork the claret.
Yeah.
And the first blood often would come from a
nose, of course.
bong. You know, so then a load of people would win their wages.
These events usually had 3 different dynamics involved. The aristocrats, who backed fighters, gambled on matches, and even hosted these events for the attendants to come watch for free.
With the Napoleonic Wars raging, and they just had the French Revolution, so the aristocracy were like very keen to have an activity that kept the working class from deciding they were going to do a rebellion. So,
Yeah.
you know, here, come and look at the fight. Don't worry about trying to overthrow us. We're paying for it. Come on. Definitely a kind of perfect storm for this thing to happen.
The working class, who more often than not were barely scraping by, beating themselves to a pulp, were usually financially illiterate and didn't really know what to even do with any money they might make.
Because most of them were pretty ill-educated, you know. Most of them died young from drink-related issues.
Oh, wow.
Back in especially in the late 18th and 19th century, there was a lot of... The first time in any sporting history, ultimately, where the working class became the heroes.
And then the fans, obviously. And it made for a system that progressed the sport, and sometimes fighters even made a name for themselves. But that kind of action didn't stay that way forever.
What ultimately ends the real spectacle of bare knuckle and takes from its kind of amazing peak of golden age into like a very underground, very kind of looked down upon thing is the Victorian era, where morality, industrial revolution, team sports are better because they keep you all regulated. So it became super underground. The aristocratic money left, and it became like a bit more dirty in the sense that there were more fixed fights, more thrown fights. There was more like working class money in it, where people really needed that money.
So most of them were putting their life on the line for what would be a fleeting paycheck. And there's nothing scarier than the concept of a person who's fighting, not to just stay alive, but to stay afloat. Now imagine how much scarier that is when it's not just punches being thrown at you.
So purring is shin kicking.
Okay.
Like that with bare feet, of course, it's like nothing.
Yeah, sure.
But if I was wearing hard leather shoes with cleats, that wouldn't be quite so fun. When I clinch in old bare knuckle, I can do anything. They didn't grab the legs, but I can clinch here. Sure. Start to wrestle. I can do inside clicks and trips.
Really?
I can come over the top, put you into like headlocks here, and hit you. You know, however I want. I can get that arm too. Bang.
You can schoolyard bully me.
I can literally come here.
That's mean.
That's just called rear chancery. It's called chancery because chancery was a court in England.
Okay.
Like when you want to sue somebody, you ended up in the chancery court.
Oh, okay.
But it would take years to resolve cases. So if you said something like it's in chancery, it was like, I'm stuck here. It's somewhere you're stuck.
Yeah.
And so chancery in boxing became this. So you've got front chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are called fibs.
Fibs.
Little punches.
Short ones.
Fibs,
Yeah.
I'm going to fib you. Fib you in the snout.
Okay.
Right in the nose. So this is like a front chancery, just a simple one.
Okay.
Right? I can also then transition into like a side chancery.
Okay.
Where I have you here and maybe I catch this hand.
Yeah.
And then I can hit you here. And then I can actually pass that hand across and then get into a rear chancery where I might then catch again and start attacking you this way, and then I can start going into some throws.
Fibbing my snout again.
For me, so I can go into like a cross buttock.
A cross buttock?
A cross buttock throw. They still use that terminology for Cumberland, Westmoreland wrestling. It's a cross buttock or a full buttock.
I want to know
about buttocking.
A buttocking?
Yeah, it depends. Are you a buttocking man? I mean, I've come here.
Yeah.
And I can kind of come underneath you and then throw you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Or there's another kind of cross buttock where I actually would come here.
Oh.
And putting my buttock across.
I was very surprised that bare knuckle boxing had anything more than punches in it. It is a limited rule set, but takedowns, takedown defense, kicking, it all looks different when you're being punched by a bare knuckle. And nothing stops them from hitting you until you hit the ground.
Again, remember the rule set is the round ends when you hit the deck. So if I just knock the wind out of you, bang.
So if you hit me in the penis.
I don't think they did that.
Oh, the deck. Sorry, go ahead.
At least it's good to know there weren't low blows, but to me it only makes me more curious. How exactly do these fights shape out?
So yeah, if you knock the wind out of me.
Yeah. So as soon as one of you falls down, then and you drop, the round is over.
How many rounds?
As many as it took.
To what?
Till one of you couldn't fight anymore.
So I'll set the stage for this fight. Titanium Tom Billinge, known for his bones that are made of something inhumane, and Seth the Scooter are scheduled to have a fight. People come in droves from days away to see this event at a local fair. With 4 corners and ropes that hold them all together, the two men literally throw their hat into the ring. The fighters start to rile up the crowd.
Yeah, exactly.
I love wet foods. Sorry, I'm trying to do British. More gravy, more blood-based foods.
2 cornermen each stand behind each fighter.
One was called the bottle man, the knee man, sometimes they call it. And so he'd kneel down and be your chair, the break, and the other guy had a bottle of like water with maybe a bit of brandy mixed in.
Ready to service their fighter between rounds. The fighters walk up to the scratch, which is the lines in the middle of the ring.
And then we'd get to the scratch lines.
Okay.
And then we would set 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we go.
We set 2.
Set 2.
What does that mean?
Good fight.
I guess set 2 just means set to scrapping. As you can probably notice, we're not actually bare knuckle. We did try that for a second and realized that nothing was gonna get done. So Tom put on hand wraps and I put on MMA gloves. And despite it being so similar to what I've done my entire life, which is boxing, it still feels different. I have no desire to be hit by Tom right now. I might take a shot or 2 in boxing, but in here, no thanks. Oh. This first round was definitely just a feeler. I want to know how fast he is. I want to know how long he is, pause. And also I want to try and actually use some of the techniques that he had taught me. Because if I can't use them now, I'm definitely not going to be able to use them as we go faster in a minute.
Oh, double jump!
There is no desire to trade blows. I want to land mine, and I don't want him touching my pretty face. My face is made of stuff I don't want punched, essentially. As we got towards the end of the round, I did feel like I started to get into a groove. There was some stuff that he had mentioned that I started to land, and despite him having some success as well, he went for a takedown, and I was able to end the round.
It's difficult to throw. I'm a little big. The sumo helps.
Yes. See, in these fights, it's not a matter of how many rounds and for how long. It just goes. Every time someone hits the ground, the round ends and there's a 30-second timer for them to be put back onto the scratch, the 2 lines in the beginning. If a fighter doesn't make it back to the line within 30 seconds, they lose. And this can go on for as long as it needs to. And they even can get assistants picked up and dragged over by their 2 cornermen. Anything to make sure they get back in it. Sometimes they are being dragged to that line by any means necessary.
No, you'd have 24 feet.
Oh, huge.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But it's crowded.
It's crowded.
There's a lot of pressure on these fighters. Pressure put on themselves, pressure to survive, pressure from their cornermen. Heck, there's even pressure from the fans inching closer to them as the fight goes on. This round I'm going to see if we can land some punches on each other amidst the allowed grappling. And while I've got my paws on him, and I can land some punches on him,
yeah, good.
Unfortunately means he also is pretty close to punching me too. and it feels like he's got this weird magnetic grip attached to the back of my head. But I won't get a real feeling of that until later. We both are starting to gain a bit of respect for the fact the other person's not going to try and unclog their snout, so we start to trade more. It starts to feel more like we're trying to best each other. But I did start to get a little gassed, so I figured, you know what, I can get a 30-second break if I can take him down.
End of round 2.
30.
Yeah.
Why are we so tired?
Yeah, it's the modality. It's pretty tiring.
Like even with small gloves on.
Yeah.
It's a lot of being like
Yeah, you have to be
extra careful.
So there's actually fights where quite commonly first round might be 20 minutes long. Because everyone's cautious.
Yeah.
Because you do, when you actually got nothing much on your hands, or nothing on your hands,
Sure.
it all becomes a more cautious battle instead of being like, I can take a punch.
Yeah, punch me in the face first.
Hopefully he didn't take that seriously because round 3 begins. Surprisingly, we don't have an agreement to not hit each other in the face. It just hasn't happened yet. I think the less you have on when you're in these play scenarios, you have to be really dedicated to being punched in the face. And we just don't have the adrenaline for that right now. But we're getting close. Every strike feels like a brush with death, or at least the simulation of one. So the best way for me to get in on him and not have him touch me back is I'm gonna use some fencing techniques. Some fencing techniques that I applied in point karate and can use now. And this is actually pretty interesting because a lot of the applications that went into bare knuckle boxing actually came from fencing.
It is fencing.
Oh.
I mean, boxing ultimately comes from backsword fencing. The very early boxers would lead with their strong hand. Unlike how we are used to fighting with our strong hand behind to kind of hit with the power from our kind of cross.
Right. It makes sense to do that too because if you're gonna get punched by a knuckle, it's a lot different than a glove.
Yeah.
You don't want it to happen super often.
Oh, jeez.
And around 3.
That last one, I thought it was going to be a lot easier to get out of that. It's a little bit more difficult than you would think.
Especially if someone's really smashing you.
Yeah. If I give too much into you, then you're going to throw me over top.
I was trying to hope for the hook throw.
Yeah.
It's difficult, but here's the thing. Looking at it from a historical perspective,
Yeah.
that just like in Grand Sumo, no weight divisions.
Right.
So, we're a different weight class.
Yeah. Probably so.
Oh, we are.
Yeah.
But those matches definitely happened.
Yeah.
It wasn't matched by weight like today, so someone of my size would definitely have the same issues grappling.
Yeah.
And my tactic would have to be to try and pick you off.
You're right.
I want to get him. I don't want to throw him. I'm gonna make him pay. And I don't know why I didn't think about this before, but it's time to break out the Sherlock Holmes. First shot, throw out a feeler jab. He paws at my lead hand and then goes for a grab of his own. I use that initiation to counter, getting my own pull and strike. He throws an upside down special punch, aimed at my neck, a kill shot, but he's still retreating from the kill shot he threw. I jump into a clinch to subdue his head from any movement. I fib his snout some more. Unexpectedly, he escapes. I don't know how he did that. Decision time. Clasped hands. He's going for a throw. I outweigh him by 100 pounds. This is not going to happen. He's going to try hard, though. I mean, look at his face. Anyway, we disengage. Throw up a high guard. I parry one hammer fist, another, knowing he's going to be open, so I throw a counter. It doesn't land. Out of desperation, throw as many shots as I possibly can. I'm starting to get desperate, but so is he. I've been throwing only shots at his head the whole time. Hammer fist to the body. His organs are shaking around inside of him like a little metal BB inside of a paint can. Attack the jaw. I've got him right where I want him. Attack the thigh. At this point, there's only one option. To just stop slowing everything down. Firepower. Throw as many shots as I can. Take him into the back of the furnace. See how much heat he can withstand.
I'm fine. Yeah. Oh man. Oh no.
Maybe getting too hot in here.
You had such a good grip there.
Finally, I've got him right where I want him. Initiate Tayatoshi.
Oh my gosh. Goodness gracious. I'm down too.
So,
when you get a grip on my head like that, it's much harder to get away than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's harder than you think.
And I can't get a good grip on you.
What's interesting now is because there's no points, going down isn't a disadvantage.
True.
So it's whoever's still standing at the end, right? So I could go down with very little damage throughout.
Yeah.
And keep wearing you down.
Right.
Trying to hurt you and hurt you and hurt you. So even if you're always throwing me, the way that they would often do it is they'd throw in land on top. Yeah, to try and cause damage.
On the way down.
On the way down.
Rampage.
Use the ground.
Yeah, that's very smart.
Use some stuff into the ground, which...
Most of the time when I take somebody down, it's because I'm getting tired.
Yeah.
And I want the breather time
that's also
of you having to get up.
Yeah.
But you're right, there's no points.
Right.
So there's nothing I can do to like, maybe win at the very end.
No, you can't impress the judges.
Right. Because I'd be like, I'd have a moment and be like, well, that's not gonna finish him.
Right, no, right.
If you still have a capable mind and cardio system, you can just keep going.
It's a genuine war of attrition.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not, because you've got rid of points, you've got rid of like any judge decisions. It's all based on which one of you can stay standing at the end the longest. That's it. Because that literally is how a round ends. How a fight stops is that someone can't make it back up.
Wow. Guys, Tom is literally the coolest. He reads books about this stuff all the time. He has so many stories that he had for me. I'm going to put them all up on my members page, but you should give him a follow on Instagram. He promised me he'd start making some YouTube videos, so that'll all be linked down below. And he's also got courses on pugilism and pankration. He does so much training and so much research on the subject. If you're interested in these topics, you should give him a follow and look into what courses he's putting out. Thanks for watching. I'm going to go soak my hands.